I know the Orlando Magic are a small market, and that they're playing without Paolo Banchero, their star player, but they definitely do deserve your attention. I mean, they're currently riding a 6-game win streak, improving their record from 3 games below 500 to now 3 games above 500 during that time frame. And the most impressive part about it is that they've done it without Paolo Banchero. He got hurt right before they went on this 6-game win streak, and I'm definitely not saying they're better without Paolo Banchero, that's definitely not true, but it tells you about the depth and talent they have on this team. And the guy that has stepped up for them the most has without a doubt been Franz Wagner. Throughout that 6-game win streak, he has been putting up 29 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 6.3 assists per game, 1.5 steals per game, and on near 50-40-90 shooting splits. And not to mention averaging only 1 turnover per game as their primary playmaker and scoring threat. Now that's efficient. And if you care about plus minus rating at all, he has been a plus 73 during this time frame, 4th in the NBA, and funny enough, falling behind his brother Mo Wagner, who happens to be 3rd. And no matter what way you look at it, absolutely ridiculous numbers, especially for a guy that was kind of thrust into that role, not really expected to be in it at the beginning of the year, kind of playing that number 2 scoring option and playmaking role behind Paolo Banchero, but now taking over for him and absolutely flourishing in that role. With all of that being said though, why do you need to pay attention to him and the Orlando Magic, and how good could they truly become? We'll talk about it and break it all down. And to begin, I think we gotta talk about the abundance of youth on their team, and not only that, but developing youth too. Not simply a bunch of young guys in a rebuilding team, but truly developing and already very talented young players. Right now, the Orlando Magic have an average team age of only 24.6 years old. That's the 2nd youngest of any team that made the playoffs last year, only falling behind the OKC Thunder. And they have only 2 guys in their entire team above the age of 27, being Gary Harris and KCP, aka the old guys in their team, only being 30 and 32 by the way. And then on top of that, the guys that lead their team, Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, are 22 and 23 years old respectively. So yeah, they have a whole bunch of time left to get better. And well, they're definitely not waiting around to do it. They have multiple young guys that are taking a leap this season. And I know I already mentioned him, but we gotta talk about Franz Wagner. Only 23 years old again, and definitely taking a leap. Went from averaging under 20 points per game last season to now 23 points per game right now. And again, 29 points per game throughout their 6-game win streak. No matter where you look, has improved in basically every category, whether it be scoring, playmaking, rebounding, or defense, definitely looking better on the court. And it's almost kind of scary how quickly he has adapted to being a number 1 option, both as a playmaker and scoring threat too. I mean, take a look at this play for example. Wagner brought the ball up the court to run an inverted screen with Jalen Suggs, aka a guard screening for a bigger player. Wagner then dribbles to a lazy double team by Devin Booker and Tyus Jones, also getting close enough to the rim to make Iguodala hit the nail, and not to mention Mason Plumlee coming over to help as well, therefore attracting the attention of 4 different defenders on one play. And from here, he simply kicks it back out to Suggs for an open 3-point shot, which he then connects on. Guys that are 6'10" are not supposed to be able to do all of that in one play. I mean, can't be a great ball handler, have great playmaking vision, be very unselfish, and a talented scoring threat when they need to be too. And yet, Franz Wagner is doing exactly that right now. And although Wagner has been their most impressive young player in my opinion, definitely not their only one. After him, Anthony Black is taking a big 2nd-year leap, averaging 8.5 points per game up from 4.6 points per game, 4.3 assists per game up from 1.3, and playing a lead point of attack defense while doing it. I mean, we might be watching their future point guard. Not that they have a lack of them between Wagner and Banchero being able to do that, Suggs being able to do that, and other guys here and there as well. But Black definitely could be that for them in the future. And another big guard for them by the way, Anthony Black happens to be 6'7", making him elite on defense between his elite foot speed, really good reach, and being able to switch 1 through 3. And overall, potential to be a very well-rounded player. And I mentioned Jalen Suggs, but I think we gotta mention him again. Already took a leap last season, but might be taking another one right now. His shooting numbers are a bit down at the moment, but he is averaging nearly 15 points per game, up from 12 of them last season. And if anything, his defensive impact has somehow gotten even better while doing it, averaging 1.5 steals per game and 1.1 blocks per game right now, second to only Dyson Daniels in combined steals and blocks per game. Very impressive. And no matter what way you look at it, Suggs is a very impactful player for them. I mean, you're not going to find many elite defenders that can average about 15 points per game, can be your point guard when needed, and all around be a very effective player. And if he can get back to that 39% 3-point shooting, that would make him even better for their team, which I think he will get closer to that a little bit. Finally though, many have already forgot, but Paolo Banchero looked like an absolute monster prior to getting hurt. I mean, the guy was averaging about 29 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, and on 59% true shooting, and not to mention having a 50-point game on top of it. Not only that though, but looked better defensively compared to prior years too. Definitely looked more committed, not that he was uncommitted in the past, but more committed than before, and a whole lot better in regard to switching on defense, better communication on defense, and simply taking a leadership role on defense now too. And simply put, Paolo Banchero looks like a future top 10 player, and between him and Franz Wagner, along with guys like Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, and then the abundance of young talent behind them, they could be a very dangerous team and an upcoming team too. Everybody seems to bring up the OKC Thunder, and rightfully so when talking about young teams, but absolutely do not forget about the Orlando Magic. Again, both Paolo and Franz are legit #1 options. Paolo has already shown it, and Franz is showing it right now. They have an abundance of improving young talent behind them. And oh, did I mention they're a top 3 defense for the second year in a row? Absolutely elite on that end of the court, and very committed at it too. And no matter what way you want to look at it, the Orlando Magic definitely deserve your attention. With that being said though, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the Orlando Magic, and what their current team is made up of, and the direction they're currently heading in? And then how far do you think they can make it this season? Do you think they have a first round ceiling? Reminder, they did make it to the first round last year. Or do you think they have a second round ceiling, a conference final ceiling, or maybe even an NBA final ceiling? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and turn on notifications so you never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.